Yeah, you're recording.
Okay, great. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, and welcome to our, I think it's our fourth Bike MS City to Shore virtual team captain meeting. And we really appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight. We've got some familiar faces on the call, looks like, and then also some new faces, for me at least. But it sounds like Dana and Shelly and Rosie are familiar with a lot of the names on the call, so that's great. For those of you joining us for the first time, these meetings really are to provide a collective opportunity to inform, learn, and connect with our top fundraisers and recruiters. You, our Bike MS captains. So these calls really are for and about you. And so please let the staff know if you have any topics or information you'd like to see moving into the season. We've got one more call after this on September 1st. And we really are looking forward to rally together as a Bike MS community and build excitement for City to Shore weekend. So for those of you, I don't know everybody on this call. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Nicole Lewis, and I am the Senior Director for Bike MS in the Northeast area. My home base is Philly, and for those of you who have been around a while, so have I. So glad to see some new faces here. Before we get started, quick, real brief PSA on Teams etiquette. If everybody could go ahead and mute yourself until we get to the question and answer portion of the evening, which will be at the end. Feel free to stay on camera or go off camera until you're ready to ask a question or pop up, either way. And then definitely utilize that chat box. The staff will be monitoring the chat box throughout the presentation. So if you have questions or just want to give some shout outs, feel free to drop that in the chat box as well. And before we get into tonight's agenda, I did want to provide a quick update on what we've been doing thus far and what's happened since our last team captain meeting in July, and really where we are currently on fundraising and recruitment. So hopefully I can get this to work. With your help, we reached our goal of exceeding $1 million raised by August 2nd, which was very, very exciting. It means that we are collectively on track to raise our $3.5 million this year, and most importantly, continue to help fund research and breakthroughs that fuel the treatments and solutions people with MS need to overcome the challenges of MS daily with confidence and to definitely provide hope for that world free of MS tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for your help in that endeavor. Team captains lead this endeavor for us. And although we didn't quite hit our registration goal of hitting 3,700 registrations by August 2nd, we did register nearly 500 participants since we last spoke. And we did break that 3,000 person mark. So a big round of applause to everybody for your efforts in making that possible. Currently, we are sitting at about almost $1.2 million. Again, 34% to our $3.5 million goal for this year. And good news is, percentage-wise, we're pretty much on trend to where we are typically at this point in the season. Technically, we might be 1% ahead of where we were pacing this time in 2019. And the percent of our cyclists hitting their fundraising minimum is slightly up, as is our percent of cyclists hitting top fundraiser status. So great work, and thank you to all in encouraging your team members to reach those goals and hit those milestones. And who's in the lead here? Some familiar names, I think. With recruitment, UPHS Penn has picked up another 20 or so or plus since we last spoke. Team Ox and Team Comcast are tied with 76. And Team J&J Jansen has made an appearance up in the top 10 this week or this month. So congratulations and thank you to all of our team captains right now who are leading the charge with recruitment. And also those who are currently leading the charge with fundraising. A couple familiar names from the last list are represented on this list as well. Team Ox right now currently is leading with fundraising, and Screens and Spokes is not far behind and is worth more. MMR Wealth Management is coming up right behind them as well. So everybody's been doing such a tremendous job with their fundraising, and it's really showing in those total numbers. So thank you guys so much. And for tonight, we're going to try to keep it short and sweet. We've got a few updates and some additional big milestones coming up. I can't believe we're already in the month of August, and before you know it, it's going to be the end of September. So to get us kicked off is Meg Mack, our event production senior manager, and she's going to give us some updates on event experience and safety updates. Meg? I think.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. Did you get your lighting fixed from earlier?
Well, it's a little, yes, I did. Sorry, let me just pull this open quickly. Sorry, my notes are not in the PowerPoint that I pulled open. Oh. Sorry.
Okay. Happy to lean in if you need me to.
Oh, sorry, I just had to pull up the wrong slide open. So, all right, sorry about that, everybody. As we have been saying this entire year, the society is focusing on following the best practices that fit the situation at the time. We continue to monitor the ever-changing landscape of COVID-19 and the latest guidance from public health agencies to keep our bike MS community as safe as possible while we pedal towards a world free of MS. At this time, masks are now required for anyone attending a bike MS, regardless of your vaccination status. This will apply to participants, staff, volunteers, and spectators at both indoor and outdoor locations. You do not need to wear your mask when riding a bicycle or when you're eating or drinking at the rest stops or the finish line. Because of the nature of the pandemic and the ever-changing climate, this may change again before ride weekend. All efforts will take place to make sure our participants, staff, volunteers, vendors, and sponsors have the most up-to-date information available. Currently, we don't have any changes being made to our overall typical event experience that you are accustomed to. However, we are asking anyone at increased risk or exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19 will be directed to stay home. As always, City to Shore is a cut-through event, so all cyclists must bring their own water bottles. We're continuing to limit promote physical distancing and reduce touch points at the event. And we're looking at protocols, especially at PACO, to help limit gathering and ensure we are getting you on the road in a safe and timely manner. So stay tuned for some new information there.
Yeah, and I know we had some questions about that on the last call, so just wanted to kind of call that to attention. I don't know if anybody has any questions this go around. I know that PACO can be a crowded place, and so Meg Mack and I have been talking about, what are opportunities to really get cyclists on the road in an efficient manner, and so we can try to limit gathering as much as possible at the PACO start location, which one key piece to that tonight we'll talk about. But also, I know we still are 3,000 strong right now, and the majority of them starting with PACO. But I know for me, I remember the PACO start line with when we were registering 8,600 people. So I think it will still look a little different and not as crowded as usual. But we are, obviously continuing to monitor that and evaluate how we can get people on the road and as safely as possible and as efficiently as possible. So, team experience reminders. Shelly, I think you are up. I don't know if you want to go ahead and take this. Some of these are some reminders from last month's call, but just wanted to keep them top of mind.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Nicole and Meg, on the updates with all of our safety protocols that we are working through. And, we just have a little over 6 weeks out. So I'm going to share some of those team experience reminders that we hope you can share with your team. First of all, the team tents at Patco. We did mention this on the last call, but just to keep it on your radar, the deadline's coming up August 31st. If your team does want to have a tent at Patco Saturday morning, you'll need to let your MS staff partner know by August 31st. And we're not going to be able to accept any orders or reservations after that. We just have to be able to plan accordingly. We need to have the appropriate staff and, of course, have the tents in place. So make sure to let us know. Of course, the requirement, we've communicated this a couple times. It's going to be 35 members and the fee will be $150. And we'll have a 10 by 10 set up for you. You can put your team banner up and just make it a fun gathering place. You can also distribute your rider numbers that morning at the team tent if you'd like to do that. If you do decide to do that with your team, you'll need to make sure to have 2 volunteers, and they'll need to go through some trainings for that morning, but just make sure to connect with your staff partner, and we'll get you situated by the August 31st deadline. So one thing I'm super looking forward to with being at the event this year is seeing all the fun team jerseys. So make sure to, if you haven't started yet, thinking about your team jersey and how you want to design it. And of course, we'll have the best team jersey award that we will recognize one team for. And if you're still on the market to order jerseys, make sure to remember that Primal is a proud sponsor of Bike and Mess. And if you decide to order your jerseys through Primal, they will give 15% back to your fundraising. So they're a great partner of ours. Finally, I'll mention, Nicole mentioned September 1st. That's going to be our next team meetup. Of course, we'll continue to update you prior to then with any changes as far as COVID safety protocols, and but we'll have everything ironed out for the Patco start and release details on that meeting. So make sure to mark your calendar for September 1st. We hope to see you there as well. So I think Rosie's going to update us next with some fundraising results.
Yes, and before we move on, Rosie, thank you. I just want to add, we all might just need a friendly reminder of what the protocols are at Patco, regardless of any changes. So it's been a year, so stay tuned for that September 1st call.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nicole and Shelly. That's a nice segue. In the meantime, we do have some additional fundraising to do. We have not crossed the finish line just yet. This shouldn't be new to anyone. Next slide, please, Dana.
That's me. Sorry.
Okay. This shouldn't be new to anyone. The best way to save your team at Time Ride Morning is to ensure your members meet their $300 fundraising minimum by August 22nd to receive their rider number and packet in the mail prior. We will and are anticipating having way less cyclists than we have in the past. But as we still know, no one likes to wait in lines ride morning. I mean, gosh, I know we get there before the sun even comes up. I know that you guys get there before we even open the site sometimes. Let's just remove that hassle. Let's remind our team members, please get your $300 in by August 22nd. We don't want to have to wait for you. If a majority of your team is starting at Patco, this is the most important part. I know that August 22nd is coming up, but you want to make sure that they are marking this on their calendars. Please note, in addition, this year we won't be hosting the Rider Expo, unfortunately, and we will not be able to offer pickup at our office. So this will be your only opportunity to receive your packet ahead of time. And of course, I want to give a big congrats again to our team and individual winners from our first fundraising week on July 19th. Coming up quickly on August 16th is our second fundraising week, an additional opportunity to win. Winners from fundraising week number 1. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry if you're out there today. You are excluded from participating. However, for the rest of you, that Team 10 at PACA or Ocean City is still fair game, and it is an extremely coveted prize. As of this past Monday, we did have 21 teams falling into that 15 plus category and about 67 with 4 to 14 members. Reminder, you must have at least 4 members as of Monday, August 16th to participate. So if you don't yet have 4 members, start recruiting. And for those teams on the cusp of 15 plus members, there are less teams qualifying in the division, which means more opportunity to win. So get a few more members before Monday and bump on up. In addition to the rider number mailing deadline, remember to promote why you ride, this awesome top fundraiser jersey design, which we showcased on the last call, your team goals, and the fundraising week incentive to continue to motivate your team. In conjunction with the rider number mailing, I also just want to note that anyone who reaches their 1,000 goal by August 22nd will also be mailed their top fundraiser credentials prior to ride weekend. This will allow you guys to pick up your jersey, access the finish line. Again, it's going to decrease the wait at the start of your ride. So if you're really going for that top fundraiser spot, you're going to want to do it before August 22nd. Again, we talked a bit about this on the July call, so make sure if you missed us then, I know we've all been very busy. You can hop on over to the pre-ride events section of the ride details page to review and re-listen. All right, let's talk bike inspections, training, safety, and cycling. So this also shouldn't be new to anyone. The best way to see, I'm sorry. Now I'm hopping around. All right, so bike inspections are back and also shouldn't be new to anyone. Thank you to our dedicated bike shop sponsors for helping make City to Shore a success, not only ride weekend, but all year long. Please remind your team members to get their bike inspected. It's important that all bikes are City to Shore ready. 1, to help you keep everyone safe, and 2, to help minimize the need for significant mechanical repairs ride weekend. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is ride weekend, we do have the fully supported route, as most of you veterans know. We will have bike shops roving that route. If you break down, don't worry, pull over to the side of the road, flip your bike over, give it thumbs down, and we will stop and we will fix your bike. But we don't want you just taking your bike out of the garage after 10 years. We want to make sure that you're safe and everyone else on the road is safe. Bike shops will fix what they can. If they can't, we certainly won't leave you at the side of the road. We will send you to the next rest stop, but that means you're going to miss out on an awesome experience that I know that you've trained so hard on. If you are not local or around any of the local sponsoring bike shops, you can absolutely go to a bike shop in your area. Most bike shops will do it for free, but I do want to let you know our sponsoring bike shops will have the option to charge a $15 fee after September 18th. So we just don't want you to miss that window of the complimentary bike inspection. You can visit the training and prep page of the Seashore website for your bike inspection coupon and more details. The safety of our cyclists is our #1 priority, always here at Bike MS. Bike MS is for everyone, which means there's a great mix of riders with different experience and skill levels on the road together at every Bike MS event. To help ensure that everyone has a great ride and arrives safely at the finish line, we work really hard to create a proactive approach to safety. Although City of Shore will have much less cyclists on the road this year, as I noted earlier, it's still, safety has to come first. You're still going to be riding with a very large group, and we need to remember to be both safe and courteous while riding with our fellow cyclists. We just want to make sure you guys are doing your part to ensure your team and City to Shore is represented in a positive light and that everyone arrives safely at the finish line. So please encourage your team members to join us for the safety clinic, which you will see right here. And if you want to get some more training, in addition to your team training rides that I hope are going on, Or if you do have some virtual members who are looking for a training opportunity, Zwift is offering 60-minute heart-pumping training rides to get you ready for City to Shore Ride Weekend. If you complete a training ride, you also unlock the Bike MS kit, which includes the coveted virtual Bike MS jersey. If you are in the Bike MS Team Captain group, you may have seen posts about Zwift training rides and photos of the Bike MS kit. And if you aren't in the Bike MS group, you should probably join because there's a lot going on in there. If you're looking for additional in-person training rides, check in with your local sponsoring bike shops to see if and when they're offering, and I'm sure they would be happy to invite you to join them. Sponsoring shops can be found on the training and prep page of the website. Additionally, for your new members, encourage them to check out the Bike MS training guide on the website, and everyone should download the new Bike MS app, which will track your miles, complete challenges, and earn badges. Lastly, the new cycling challenges begin on August 23rd, so we have a ton going on in August. And it's a great way to engage all your team members in a different way, plus provides another chance to win fun prizes and some additional recognition. Rack up miles, share landmarks, and aim for the top of the leaderboard. While you're out training hard, share it with us. Snap your selfies, submit. We want to see what you guys are up to, and so does the rest of your City to Shore community. You'll be notified by email and in the Bike MS app when each challenge week kicks off. So here's another one of my shameless plugs to remind you to take out your phone, open your app store, and download the Bike MS app. Just do it now. It's for Apple and Android. No excuses. And I do also just want to point out the number 4 bike shop selfie should be pretty easy for everyone on this call and your team members, because I know you will all be getting your bike inspections during that time. For more details to enter, visit the challenge photos page of the City Shore website. And now I'm going to kick it on over to Dana.
Thanks, Rosie. Hi, everyone. So we've just talked about a lot of information, kind of a whirlwind of topics, and you might be wondering, how am I going to meet these deadlines? What can I do to keep going? The answer is to continue recruiting. So it's not too late to grow your team. If you're looking to join in on the fundraising week fun next week, grow your team. If you're looking for more opportunities to get in on those, like the cycling challenges that Rosie was talking about, keep recruiting and growing your team. With that, I do want to talk about some reminders with recruiting, as well as some of our alternative methods for participating in City to Shore this year. So if you have some folks that are interested in joining the team, but maybe the 75 miles is a little intimidating, just reminder, we do have the shorter routes available. 20 and 40 mile route options are great for first-time riders, new riders, especially now that we're only about 6 weeks out from the ride. So make sure you're promoting the shorter routes. We also always love to promote social media and personal asks as ways to get folks onto your team. And so when you're reaching out to folks and you're sharing why this ride is important to you, why you continue to ride year after year, or why this is your first time riding this year, making that personal ask makes it challenging for someone to say no if you're directly asking. So think about that. We also have seen a lot of success with team captains challenging their existing teammates to recruit one new team member. So that takes a lot of the work off of you. You can just delegate to your existing team members and double your team with very little effort on your end. Beyond that, we do have the we are going to be increasing the registration fee on September 13th. So use that as a motivator for any folks that have verbally said that they want to join your team, but haven't, gotten through and registered yet. It is increasing by almost $20 then. So get folks online, help them register so that they can lock in the cheaper fee. We also have the promo code still going, so that's another added incentive for folks that haven't registered yet. And with getting new members, that we do understand that there are a lot of concerns with riding this year and in general. So we've addressed some of those concerns, which I'll talk about now. The first one is that maybe folks don't have bikes. That's okay. Unlimited biking is coming back this year for bike rentals. You can check out our website for more information on the 10 different models that are offered for rental, and they can be available at any of the stops or start lines rather. So if someone's doing the 20, 40, 75, whatever it is, they can rent a bike. We also have a virtual option, and we always are looking for volunteers, which I'll talk about in just a second. So the virtual option, I know we've talked about this a little bit at prior calls, but I just want to revisit it. This is a great option for folks that maybe don't have a bike or aren't interested in joining in person this year. I know a lot of people got, stationary bikes and Pelotons during the pandemic. So call on your friends who did so and see if they want to join your team in a virtual capacity. Some of the benefits are free registration, as well as the comfort of your own trail, your own ride, your own home, whatever you're looking for. And the best part is that virtual riders are still part of your team. They still join in the camaraderie of your team ride weekend. They can still fundraise and really take part in your team's goals and mission. So that's a really great option for people that maybe aren't comfortable joining in person yet. And we also, next slide, please. We also could not exist at City to Shore without our volunteers. And so volunteers truly fuel our mission in helping us create a world free of MS. And volunteers, anyone can volunteer, any age, any ability, any interests. There's so many tasks and roles at City to Shore. We have Boy Scout groups, schools, companies, you name it. Everyone is out at City to Shore, and this is a great way to still participate. Volunteers can fundraise and still join, be a part of that sort of team and camaraderie experience, but it's a 1 or 2 day commitment rather maybe than training for weeks on end. So that is a great way to participate for anyone that hasn't joined up yet. And I also just want to remind everyone that a lot of companies will reward people for volunteering at events like this. And so if you have any questions about any volunteer opportunities, you can reach out to your staff contact or Samantha, who is our volunteer coordinator, and her information is on the screen now.
Awesome. Thank you, Dana, Shelley, Rosie, and Meg Mac. That was good. Like I said, we were going to keep it a little short and sweet this month with a lot coming up, but knowing a lot of people were probably going to be on vacation tonight. So hopefully you still found that informative and that was helpful. I think this rider number deadline is going to be a big hit this year in ensuring that we're able to get those packets and everybody into everybody's hands ahead of time so that you can come with your bib on your back, on your bike, and your luggage tag on your bag if we will be transporting that for you. So what is next? Still a lot of things coming up, and we are officially on our final countdown. Looking at the website this morning, 6 weeks, 2 days officially until City to Shore weekend. So lots to get accomplished before then. So just to kind of quickly wrap up and recap some of the upcoming dates and deadlines, you'll see on the screen. We didn't call out the Rookie Rider Q&A throughout the presentation tonight, but I did want to call attention to it for those of you who may be rookies, aka first-year participants for City to Shore, or have team members who this will be the first time riding with us. They don't necessarily have to be new to cycling, but they are new to the ride. So the Rookie Rider Q&A will help prepare them for Ride Weekend and ensure that they have all the information they need to have a great experience and a wonderful ride with us to keep them coming back in years to come. So please promote that out to your first year City to Shore participants and encourage them to attend. The call information is on the pre-ride event section of the ride details page on the website. So we would like to help you help them have a great first year experience. And there's a lot of fun extra activities and opportunities to win great prizes for our first year riders too. So please share that out and mark your calendars for the next team captain meeting, like Shelly mentioned, on September 1st. And we will be, like I said, hosting that safety clinic on the 2nd as well. So encourage your members to join. And with that, I'd like to additionally thank our sponsors. As Shelly mentioned, if you haven't gotten your team captain jersey yet, Primer is our premier national sponsor and happy to help you get your fantastic, well-designed jerseys that have potential to win that jersey contest, the City to Shore weekend. And also thank you so much to our local presenting sponsor, NFI, who once again will be moving our city from Cherry Hill to Ocean City and back and providing all of our logistics for the weekend. So with that, thank you guys so much. We will open it up if anybody has questions or would like to share. Don't know if anybody does have questions. Awesome. Then I guess we must have done a great job sharing the information this evening. Give it a minute. And don't forget, you do have to unmute if you did have a question. I know Dan asked his in the very beginning.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is Phil Geyer, Valley Boys and Gals. I was wondering, I missed the first 10 minutes. I don't know if you talked about the start, but are you going to assign time slots or is it going to resemble what we've done in the past?
Yeah, so you did miss that part, Phil. We did kind of touch briefly on our current safety policies, which the society has instituted a mask policy for all participants, volunteers, and sponsors and staff at the events, indoor and out. And we are looking, Meg Mack, our senior manager for event production, and I are looking at the PATCO start specifically. I know we've gotten some questions about that on the last couple calls and in our inboxes. So we have been looking on how we can be proactive in trying to limit the amount of gathering that morning and get you guys out as quickly and safely as possible. Knowing that we will still not have as many cyclists as we're used to at the PATCO start, but it will still be a pretty heavy crowd over those couple hours that we're releasing. So we're working on that. At this point in time, we do not have access windows assigned, but we are looking at what our opportunities are to try to limit the amount of gathering as much as possible and spread things out to promote social distancing. And like we said, getting those router numbers in the mail ahead of time too will help with that, just because you'll be ready to go, get your luggage dropped off, head to the corral, and we can try to get people released in a timely fashion so there's not a lot of hanging out.
Okay, but the start is still scheduled. Are you still releasing the Century Riders around 6:30 or 6:45?
Yeah, we haven't finalized those times yet. That information, just because we were working through, what the overall plans are, haven't been finalized. We will get that information updated in preparation for our September 1st meeting. That's normally when we kind of finalize those details. But yeah, typically we start to release the fast-paced cyclists and the Century cyclist around 6:30, 6:45.
Great. Okay,
Kind of
thanks.
depends on the weekend. If we're in October, the sun doesn't rise as early.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then just a quick shout out from a team captain. If anyone is out or will be riding soon in the DC, Maryland, or Virginia areas, they are looking for some training partners to connect with. So they're in the chat now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that shout out, and hopefully you can get some writing partners. And if nobody else has any questions, then I guess we'll wrap this up this evening and look forward to connecting with each of you individually in the next coming weeks and back together collectively again on September 1st. We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.